It's time for Monster Art School again. Today I'm going to keep up with the Egyptian theme we kind of started yesterday. Even though it was a little loose of a theme yesterday, I think it would be fun. A couple other people mentioned that they wanted to draw Anubis. And I thought, well, heck, Anubis sounds like it's a lot of fun. So, for those of you who don't know who Anubis is the Egyptian jackal-headed god. And I know, yes, he's not technically a monster, but I kind of figured that Monster Art School, I'm the monster. Not, hi Maggie. I'm the monster, not anyone else. So, we're going to be doing kind of a fun, I think it's going to be a fun piece of Anubis, the god of death. And so, let's get started. So, the first step that I'm going to do is that me, Luna?
Yeah, I was building the chicken coop.
What?
I was doing the chicken coop.
You were building the chicken coop? Are you going to come and draw with
I was
us?
painting the chicken coop.
Okay. Are you going to come and draw with us?
Maybe.
No? Okay.
I said maybe.
Maybe. All right.
What that
Well.
can we do?
Not on the iPad.
Okay.
Not covered in paint like that.
I'm not covered. My hands.
Yeah, you're covered. It's all over your hair and everything. Honey, it's all over your hair.
I know.
Here, you guys got to see this. Look at Luna.
Hey.
See the hair? Look at that. She's got paint. Look there. Turn down. Look down. Look down at here. She's got paint all up here in her hair because she's ridiculous.
I was painting a roof.
Can we draw a sphinx tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is...
I was painting a roof.
Okay.
Dad.
Tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm not going to do it tomorrow, but maybe we can do it on Monday. The sphinx?
My hands.
Yeah, but I don't want you touching my computer
Why?
because the computer is valuable, and if you get paint in it, it will be destroyed. Things you have to explain to people when you're a parent. Okay,
Shut
so
it.
what's true? These are things I have to explain to you because I'm a parent. So, if you get all the paint off of your hands and you make sure it's all dry everywhere, I'll let you touch my computer. Okay, so I was thinking we're going to start this piece again with a triangle. And that's just basically because it gives us kind of a nice basis to draw with of where we're going to put everything. And also kind of tells us where we want all of our edges of the drawing to go. So now, let's get what I'm going to say right now, right about here. So let's go about 3/4 of the way up your paper to about here. And I want you to draw kind of a long, almost football shape. Okay? Right there, really long. Okay? And then from the back of that football shape, we're going to continue the arc out. And we're going to come around like so. Okay? Now, underneath this football shape, we're going to do something a little different than how we've done it in the past. We're going to go from about maybe a little bit closer to the front than halfway. We're going to come down and we're going to make an arc that mimics this one, but it's much smaller. So you've got a big arc here and a little arc there. Okay? And then we're going to draw another ellipse at this same angle, but this one's going to be a little bit more of a circular ellipse. Like so, okay? Now, from here, we're going to draw in, and we're going to draw another ellipse back like this. So what you want to do is you want to have the center of this ellipse here, you want the center of this ellipse here, and this one you want right about there, okay? So that the top of this will be facing up, this will be facing down, and this will be facing down, okay? Now, from this ellipse here, we're going to draw out to pretty much the edge of the triangle like that. And we're going to draw a circle or an ellipse. And then the same distance, we're going to draw down to here. Okay? Now, the next step is from here, we're going to draw this line around here. That's the base, the ground. We're going to draw back from this to here, and we're going to draw a triangle, like so. And then from this knee, we're going to draw up, like that, and then we're going to draw another triangle, like so. Okay. Now, connect the knee to the hip, like so. Connect that knee to this hip, like that. So from the top, you go to the top of the sphere. From the bottom, you go to the bottom of the sphere. From here, you go to the front. Here, you go to the back. Okay? And then we're going to draw from here. We're going to come in and around and kind of mimic this shape here. Okay, like so. Now, as we look at this part up here, which is clearly the chest, as you can see now, right? What we want to do is we want to throw an ellipse there and a partial ellipse there to put on the shoulders of of Anubis, sorry. And then, right around where the bottom of that top ellipse is, the rib cage is, we're going to put an elbow. And then about halfway down the thigh, we're going to put a hand. And you can connect those with simple cylinders for now. Just keep it loose. And then here, what I want you to do is going to draw out. We're going to draw an ellipse right there. Pretty much out right from the shoulders. And then we're going to bring this down to this point where the elbows are. And then we'll draw up to that shoulder, like so. So now we have basically Anubis in a kneeling position. Can you see it? And I kind of did this pose because it's kind of indicative of a classic kind of Egyptian pose with the legs out like this. But also, he's tall. He's supposed to be very slender and tall. And I felt like, well, I only have so much room on the paper, so I thought, let's have him kneeling. That'll make it a little bit more interesting. So now, the fun part about this guy is his gigantic ears. So, the Anubis is based off an Egyptian dog, and now I'm forgetting the name of the dog. Jackal, sorry. It's kind of a dog-like animal. I guess it's not actually a dog. But they have very big ears, and Anubis even has bigger ears than they do. So we're going to draw kind of giant shapes. It's like a triangle like this, but with the bottom cut off. And do another here. You can triangle with the bottom cut off. And we'll adjust those later, but that's just the basic shape that we're going to have for now. And then right about where that ear is here, we're going to come in on the head, and we're going to draw straight out like this. And then we can erase some of these pencil marks that are in here. Now I'm doing this again where I'm making his head a lot bigger than I want it to be. So I'm going to fix this now so it doesn't happen again, because I did that yesterday. So I'm going to have his nose here. And I would just say draw like a box here like this. Jackals have very long noses. That's what one of the things they're used to. I have a greyhound, and jackals, at least, it's funny, I don't think that Anubis looks as much like a jackal as he looks like a greyhound, which is interesting, because he's supposed to be the jackal-headed god, but if you look at him, he doesn't look like a jackal. Jackals are much furrier, and what I've seen of jackals, meaning furrier, their fur is thicker. And then what I've seen of Anubis, he always looks like he's very like his fur, fur is almost unseeable. It's like smooth. So to make him look more like a jackal, I think is a mistake. What's interesting is there is a dog like a greyhound that is an Egyptian dog, and I believe it's called the Sphinx dog, but I'm not sure. Maybe, or maybe I'm crazy. But there is a dog from down there in Egypt that kind of looks like a greyhound, and I think they're a brother or sister to the greyhound. Maybe, oh, it's a Saluki. Maybe, no, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, they have this same look, so I wonder where Anubis got his looks from. But anyway, so here for the eye, I'm going to draw. First of all, I'm going to draw a line right here. I'm going to pretend like there's a flat plane right there, and that the nose is right here, and that's the top of the head. Okay? So we can draw flat shape up here like this. And then we're going to bring a curve around like that. So the basic side of the head shape should go up the side of the nose, across back to where the eyebrow is, back up to the ear, and then around the jaw, and then out to the straight part. Okay? And then you can just draw lines across like that to give him his brow. And so from there, what we want to do is we want to imagine his eyes being pretty much where that brow is, where that brow line was. So I'm going to draw the eye, but the way I'm going to draw the eye is I'm going to make the eye and try and get the sense of the Egyptian stylization that they did in the tombs, in their tomb drawings. So I'm going to draw their eyes his eyes like this, because I want it to kind of look like he's got makeup, or he's got a glyph for an eye, a symbol for an eye. So I'm going to draw, it's going to look partially like a real eye and partially like a design of an eye. So we'll go like that, and then on the other side, we'll go like that. Now this is a look that you would never see in an Egyptian tomb, because all the figures in Egyptian tombs are on either side or front. In fact, I don't even think there are any front images of anyone. I think they're almost exclusively side images. So this is a 3/4 image, so it's a little harder to do, at least for the Egyptians. Of course, I shouldn't say harder. The Egyptians were, I think, working with a very strict concept of design that they were enforcing, because their pictures were more of a language than they were just drawings. So we have this triangle here. We can draw a reverse triangle where we can put the lower mouth in there, like so. And just let it melt into that jaw. And then we'll draw these lines in here. Now, up here on the head, we can come up, and I'm going to put a piece there, and then I'm going to bring another piece around the ear like this, and down like so. And I'll do the same over here. We'll bring it around and down like that. And then back here, we can have it come out and then kind of come into his shoulder like so. Now, for Anubis's chest right here, we know that the center of his chest is going to be here. So let's put an oval right there in the center of the middle of his chest. And that's just basically to represent some sort of a symbol that he might be wearing. I did a little research on this, but there are a lot of different outfits that he's wearing. A lot of it has to do with a very long, what appears to be a very long piece of jewelry around his neck, a torque. So we draw a triangle down here right above the ribs, and we can bring it up to here. And then if we draw a second triangle there, you can start putting plates in like this. And for this piece that comes down here, we're going to have one like this, one here, one there, And then when they come down here, we're going to lay them over the chest, and you can put a line inside of this and draw back. Like so. In here. And there. Now, here, remember we have that ellipse? We're going to draw his shoulder, basically draw it coming out of this line, just kind of reverse. You can draw his other shoulder there. And then right where we drew that kind of arc in, we're going to draw down to the inside of the elbow here. Okay? And then we can just bring this around back to the elbow here and draw a cylinder on the arm. And if you imagine the cylinder in 3 dimensions, these lines will be curved this way because it'll give the impression that it's wrapping around his arm. Okay? And then we'll come down again to his hand down here. And what I like to do is I'll bring it down, bring it across, bring it to the elbow and in, and then we'll show the back of the arm like that. So that line just kind of shows this line here on the back of the arm. It appears when you turn your elbow. And so if you want this piece to look like it's overlapping this piece, you draw the lines over top of it. And then we can have the ellipse for the hand there, which we'll get back to. Now, for Anubis's middle area, we're just going to kind of recreate these lines and come down to here. And then we're going to draw down here and then down there. So we're going to make another triangle, except this one's going to overlap that one, and we're going to double this line, and here we're going to double this line, and then this is going to come down like so. And then we can bring this back down here. Just continue that line down, and then we'll make a triangle right here. And whenever you can, double the triangle. It starts to look like decoration. And right here, we'll just put a shape like that, just a diamond shape, and that kind of indicates that there's a clasp or a lock or something that's holding his outfit on. Now, from under here, so pretend like the line is coming from the center of this diamond, but don't draw it over this shape. And draw coming down like that. And then we'll come up to the knee like so, and back like that. And then we can double it up just like we did over here. So now you've got his outfit. And if we want to draw the inside of that, we can just draw a line like this and just shade that inside. There we go. Now, over here, since we're looking at the top of this, since we're looking underneath that part, I think I'm going to continue that here. So we'll have these at the same angle, like so. And the hand, we'll draw a box like this. So just a box, like a square, or a cube, and then we'll draw an angle out, and that's where we'll put he frequently holds a large ankh. So we're going to put another ankh here, So the ankh, I always make these lines invert. They go in like this, so they're concave. And then when we get out here, you have a big ellipse, and you just double the ellipse. So it goes out, and then you do it again. Okay, now let's get to his knees. So we'll have his knee come out like this, and then he's got some sort of greaves or something in a lot of pictures. And greaves are like basically like leg guards. I think they were probably boots of some sort or decorative, but we're going to take advantage of that and make this one cool long shape like that, which we can then do over here as well. So just bring it up and bring it up like that. So we have one here and one here. It's the same shape, but I'm going to have, again, these lines are going to be concave. So they go from the knee, concave out to the heel, and then from here, from the front of the knee, concave out to the top of the ankle. And we'll just draw the ankle there. Okay? Now, we're going to put the foot in, and he's got a human foot, as far as I can tell. So what we're going to do for the foot, we'll draw a triangle from the ankle down, like that. Okay, and then outside the triangle, we will put a line up and a line down, like that, and that'll be his toes. And we'll draw a line at this corner here that will become its heel. And then under here, we can bring it down and up to there. And so the toe, I did that wrong, kind of like, should be like this. So you want a shape like that for the toe. And then we can give him, if we want, we can give him sandals as well. And then back here, we'll do the same. We have this triangle. Now, since he's kneeling on this toe, the difference is that instead of the toes being straight out from the bottom, what we're going to do is something a little tricky. So we'll draw this triangle, and then we're going to make the triangle a little wider than we did over here, so we can show a flat end of the triangle here, and then right here, what we're going to do is we're going to have his toes come out like so. And just make him a box like that. We don't need to see every individual toe here, because we're going for a little bit of elegance. And then you can put the sandal down here, like that. Now with the fingers of the hand, we'll make the middle finger the highest knuckle. We'll have a knuckle here for the first finger, the ring finger, and the pinky. And then we'll just draw squares out from there. And that way we have these knuckles. For the thumb, we already have this triangle, so we just need to kind of finish it off with a little piece right there for the tip of the thumb. And then for the other hand, we're going to go to the back of this elbow here. We're going to come up, and then this comes in, and then we're going to go back out to here, back to the elbow. So that's this area on that arm. And if you want, we can draw a band on here as well, like so. But now, since this arm is changing direction, we're going to be looking up at this one. We're going to be looking down at this one because it's coming toward us. So we're going to get this kind of an effect. So let's put the cylinder of the arm coming like this. And remember, we want to see the top of that cylinder. So we'll have a shape like that. And this is the top of the cylinder here. And then on top of that cylinder, we will put another block. And this time what we're going to do with the block is we're going to twist it a little bit. So instead of the block being straight like this, what's going to happen is in here, draw a circle or an ellipse. And we're going to draw up to there, and then we're going to have the rectangle like this, the box like this, like so. Now, why do we do that? Because we're trying to have the idea that his hand is doing this and holding the staff. So we're going to draw the staff in. That'll make it easier to see what we're doing. That could just be 2 straight lines going up for now. And then here what we'll do is we'll draw his knuckle, 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 knuckle. And here we're going to draw the pad of the thumb, this part right here. So another ellipse right there. And then from this knuckle, it's going to come to second knuckle, down. From this knuckle, second knuckle, down. And so on for all 4 fingers. And then we can just have this one be a cylinder, the thumb be a cylinder, and a shape going out like that, which is essentially another cylinder. And I'm actually going to make these a little smaller here. I'm going to bring this down so it feels a little bit more connected in here. And then we'll have this go up here, like so. And then the top of his staff, oh, now I'm forgetting the shape of it. It goes something like that. And I could get better look at it in a minute. Well, let's get to some more details, and then we can get back to this staff. So for the ears, let's, in the middle of the ear, we'll go in, make a triangle like that, triangle, and then out. And we can have it come like so. And then for this, if we want to have it look like the ear is pointed out, we can draw that triangle, same triangle there, and then have it go across and around, and then back and in. And then you get this shape here to show that this is the inside of the ear in here. Okay? And you always, whenever something goes in like that, you can make it darker, and that'll make it feel like it's deeper in. So up here, where I drew that shape earlier, I'm going to put a band there, and then we can bring this up and go 1, 2, 3 like that. And in here we can just make 2 heavier stripes. And then here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in every other stripe on his headdress. And then we can go underneath here and just give this area underneath the gold necklace a bit of a shadow. Here we're going to put another design, kind of similar to what we already did out there, in here. We can imagine this is a scarab beetle or something like that. And bring this around like so. And then we can do that. Now we've got the arm. The other arm there. Now we can throw shadows on the knee. There we go. And then down in here, draw lines that kind of go around his hip and up to his belt. Like so. And then we pretty much have an Anubis. I want to make sure I have that piece correct. So I gotta look real quick. So I don't want to misinterpret that. It's kind of an important part of his outfit. I have it drawn here on an earlier sketch that I did. And it still looks kind of funky. That's what I have drawn from the sculptures, the Egyptians, or not even the sculptures, from the hieroglyph. I'm not sure what this staff is supposed to represent, sadly. I didn't have a chance to look into it too much. But we can start doing little things like shading in the ears, like up here. We can put designs on there. We can continue shading there. If we want, we can put a little bit more life in his nose by giving him nostrils and having his nose come off the edge of the face like that. And bring these down a little more. Also, the dog has a muzzle. Dogs have a muzzle here, so you could indicate that with a little line right there, and you can indicate this here, and then I would just shade inside his neck area in here, just cause. We can bring this around here like so, just kind of show off his cheekbone. For his arm, from right about here we can draw in. And here what I would do is I'd bring this out a little bit and have the bicep connect in like that. And we can do the same over here. We'll just have this overlap with a curved piece. Like so. And now if we want to make this look shiny, what I like to do is just kind of do a thick line and a thin line across it. And it just very simply sets things up to looking like they're shiny. So here we'll make another thick line, and you can even make these kind of wavy if you want. And then a thin line on the other side. Okay, just make it a wave as long as it connects to the end. So here we'll do the same thick line, make it wavy, and then another line there. It just kind of gives it the impression of metallicness. And so here, one way to make these metal pieces feel more metal is draw an L. See how it just kind of makes it feel a little bit more metal. You can just darken this area a little bit here, the lower part of the L. And draw out and then up. And as we get here, we can just do the opposite. Or maintain the L, but the direction of the L will go up instead of down. Let's shade his nose in a little bit. Now, he's traditionally seen as very dark. So if you want to make him very dark, you can use a lighter pencil tone to darken in his features. like so. And you can, there we go. And then we're gonna cast a little shadow under his headdress that goes over his metal necklace. And we can cast a shadow from the necklace onto his chest here. And this area here can get dark again. As can this area and this area and the hand. Now, don't make it too dark, because when we get to the bottom here, we're going to want to make the knuckles as dark as we can get them. Not the knuckles, but the area below the knuckles. The idea here is that the light is hitting a box and the knuckles are this way. So let's say that's the hand. The light's hitting here, but once it hits here, it can't go around the corner. It doesn't go like this. Light doesn't do that. It goes straight. So this area and this area would be in shadow if that's in light. So in a way, this is in light, and this area down here and this area back here are going to be in shadow. Okay? So now with this hand, I'm still not super happy with that hand. I'll fix it now. Just bring these knuckles in a little bit closer. I made them a little too long before. I think that was a mistake. And then we can darken it in. And again, if the light's coming here, the back area here gets shaded darker. Okay. And you can just darken that there and get his elbow in dark as well. All right. Now, his knee, this knee should all go to dark, and then we pretty much have a finished Anubis. Now, if you want to do what I'm going to do, just draw a line up here, and we'll bring it across and over and down. And we can bring that down all the way to here, and then bring it across, like so. And now you've got a framing device for your Anubis, and then we can sign it. With an exclamation point. All right. So there's the drawing for today. I hope you had fun with it. Yeah, I know it's a symbol of power and authority. I just don't know what it's supposed to be. Like, what's that thing supposed to be? I couldn't tell what it was. Kind of looks like a bird beak. I'm not sure what it is. So if you guys want to do the research on that and figure it out, I couldn't figure it out from the images I saw in the sculptures. So, and I didn't want to use, there's a lot of like kind of video game versions of Anubis where they have all kinds of funky stuff that they've added to him. I tried to go back to the original paintings in Egyptian tombs of him, and it just had this shape, and I couldn't tell what it was. So if you feel like you want to go and check that out some more, go ahead. I have to go do some painting now, finish up our chicken coop. So I'm going to go do that, and I hope you had a good time today. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Hope you had a good time drawing today. Be safe out there. Have a great day. I'll be here next Monday, drawing again. Come and join me at 2 p.m. I think we're going to continue the Egyptian week, and I think we're going to do a Sphinx next week. So now, it could be either an Egyptian Sphinx or a Greek Sphinx. Believe it or not, they appear in both mythologies, but the Egyptian Sphinx is more well known. So anyway, I will see you all next Monday. Have a great weekend. Have a good couple of days off. Rest over the weekend, I hope. And do some drawing. Have fun drawing outside or something. You can take your drawing tablet outside and do that. It's really fun. And I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.